What's up guys, it's HK here bringing you a review on the latest Attack on Titan manga chapter 78 was it? I believe it was called A Visit or was it End? Man, whatever. Anyway, the chapter, was it good, was it bad? It was pretty boring actually. Nothing of great importance happened in this chapter except for a few minor things and character wise, so that's not a bad thing, but overall it didn't really push the plot forward in any way. We just kind of got a little confrontation with Bertholdt against Armin, which was nice. It kind of reflected to us where these characters stand now and what the objective and goal is. But still, I wish it would have gone at a faster pace, because this was a really sort of slow chapter, just to have characters jumping around and talking. So again, nothing much in terms of action happened. There was one cool moment, and the ending was nice, but yeah, overall, very kind of boring chapter in terms of what we want from Attack on Titan, because it's going very slow now. But anyway, the chapter itself, how did it start? Well, we left last chapter with the Beast Titan throwing Bertholdt, who was in a barrel, towards Reiner, who is half dead at this point because half his head's missing. Bertholdt, obviously we assumed, was going to transform into the Colossus Titan in mid-air, but that didn't happen. In fact, from the barrel he sees Reiner on the ground, and instead of transforming and killing him, because that's what would have happened, because the blast is so massive when he transforms, it would have taken Reiner out, who's injured at the moment. Bertholdt instead climbed out of the barrel and jumped towards him, and to check if his friend is still alive or not, while shouting out his name constantly. He touched his chest, obviously, just to see if there's a heartbeat or something, and then we got a bit of a nice revelation here about a new sort of power-up, I think, with the Titans, or an ability that the Titans possess, sorry. And yeah, this ability consists of being able to move your human consciousness and put it into the nervous system of the Titan body that you're in control of. So that was a bit of a weird revelation here, and it seems to be an ability that is very hard to do, but Reiner had no choice but to do it because he was pushed to the extremes at this point. So he was forced to put his consciousness into, I guess, the mind of the Titan, of the armor Titan, while his human body regenerates and recovers. And at this point, Bertholdt, he whispers to him, talks to him, and hopefully Reiner can hear him, and he tells him that if he can move, to try and move just a little bit, and if he can't, well, then he should prepare himself, and he apologizes because he's about to do something crazy. Obviously, this obviously indicates that Bertholdt's going to transform, and if Reiner hasn't moved at that point, then, he apologizes that he's probably going to get caught in the blast and possibly die. But before Bertholdt can do that, you've got Armin and the others turning back to confront him. And at this point, Hanji's son shouts out to everyone that Levi's squad is now under Armin's command, and then Armin himself charges forward and tells them that this is their last chance to try and negotiate instead of fighting them. But obviously, Armin doesn't exactly mean negotiate. I don't think he even means negotiate. I think he's trying to pull his mind games, because that's what's really happening here when he confronts Bertholdt. He tells him that they should, that he just wants to talk, and Bertholdt comes down towards the other tower and says, yeah, I'll talk if it means you guys can drop dead. There's a bit of a confrontation here where Bertholdt goes after Armin, asking him why he's doing this and what he wants, and Bertholdt just pretty much saying that he wants them to die and that he's decided that they're gonna die, etc, etc. And yeah, it's a pretty intense sort of confrontation, because Bertholdt is not acting like his usual self. Back in the previous chapters, he was very much afraid and kind of like a child, but here he's very much mature and he's very much confident now, and he pretty much takes over, like, in terms of being a badass here. Like with Reiner, he got owned very badly in the previous chapters, and now Bertholdt's come in and he's just a completely different person, to the surprise of everyone else. So yeah, he's pretty much confronting Armin, and Armin, tries to pull his little mind games on him by saying that, Annie's getting tortured and you hope that you could talk with him so that wouldn't happen. And Bertholdt goes at him, and instead of overreacting like he did previously back in the Clash of the Titans arc, Bertholdt pretty much says to him that he doesn't give a shit about Annie, and that, if she allowed herself to get caught, then she deserves everything she gets. So again, kind of a whoa moment here. Like, that's how much it shows how much development Bertholdt's gone through, how much he's grown now, to the point where he doesn't even care about Annie now. Like, he's focused on one thing, and that's the mission. And at this point, he does care about Reiner, but if Reiner doesn't sort himself out, he's gonna continue on with the plan of wiping the entire area out with them. And again, he's going at Armin, ready to kill him at this point. And he makes the, Armin asks him if he just thinks of them as an evil race. To which point Bertholdt responds that he doesn't even think that at all. He does consider them comrades, which is kind of hypocritical, to be honest. But again, it kind of shows that Bertholdt does care about these guys. But in the end of the day, he is a warrior from wherever he is, and that's what's more important to him. And he does make the point that, because they are his comrades, he's going to kill them quickly. And yeah, he tries to go out. He's slowly approaching Armin. At this point, you got Mikasa coming from the back and attacking him, and Bertholdt manages to hold his ground against her, but not too much because she ends up slicing his ear off. He then kicks her away and turns towards Armin. And in that one moment, we get this badass moment where Mikasa throws her sword at Bertholdt, who blocks it, and Mikasa comes charging in at him, and Bertholdt turns around and jumps away. And you got Armin trying to go after Bertholdt, but Mikasa actually grabs Armin and pulls him back and flies off with him. So again, nice character moment here between these two characters, because Armin, he usually wouldn't have done, he wouldn't have done that. He wouldn't have tried to go after the enemy, but now, again, he's a bit more confident as well. And Mikasa as well, she would have gone for the kill, but she's more focused on protecting Armin at this point, protecting her friend. So it kind of shows the development she's gone through now. She's not just going in trying to slash everybody. No, she attacked Bertholdt because he was going for Armin, and then she tried to create a distraction to get at Armin and get him out of there. And that's what she's done. And also Armin was using the opportunity to negotiate with Bertholdt so the other soldiers could surround him, and Bertholdt obviously noticed this and makes the, he points that fact out to Armin, and Armin also screams as to why he then played along with it. But again, it goes to show that Bertholdt's also gotten wiser and smarter now that he's able to notice these things. He's not a dumbass anymore. He's grown up and he knows what the hell is going on, and he knows what kind of shit Armin's pulling, which kind of shows also what a manipulative little prick Armin is. And I mean, no offense to him, he's a good character, but at the same time, he's very ruthless actually, that he would pull such a stunt on Bertholdt of all people, who always did come across as kind of innocent. But now obviously it's all changed, and at the end of this confrontation, Mikasa and Armin even say Bertholdt's completely different now. He's a completely different person. So yeah, that kind of plan to take out Reiner and manipulate Bertholdt and to try and make him angry perhaps has backfired on them. Bertholdt pretty much runs away, and Hanji's group goes after him, and there's another group that's going after Reiner. But at this point it's too late, because Reiner has managed to throw himself onto the floor, and his back is pretty much covered. He's on his back at this point, so the other soldiers can't get at him, and he's regenerating at this point. At this point, his brain and face are pretty much regenerating again. So Reiner, he's getting back into the action. He's coming into the fight now at this point, and you've got Erwin on the wall just watching all of this. You got Eren, Sean, Sasha, and Connie. Them three together with him. He's not going anywhere near Bertholdt or Reiner at this point. He's staying well back, and Sean even points out, he tells him not to go at it. So Eren's getting smarter as well. He's grown mature as well. He's not going right into the thick of things. He's staying back. He's holding. He's on the safety side. He's being very careful here. And Bertholdt's obviously also made the point that his objective is to get Eren and destroy these guys. So at this point, the squad's objective is to protect Eren as much as possible, so they can't just charge right in. Reiner's recovered, and Bertholdt at this point throws himself into the air using the jump maneuver gear, 3D maneuver gear, and he transforms in mid-air as Sanji's squad is closing in on him. And yeah, man, at this point, it's like a nuclear blast. I mean, this blast pretty much engulfs everyone, and Hanji and her squad are caught right in the thick of it. You've got a panel of Levi just seeing this along with Erwin from the walls. They're seeing this with looks of horror on their faces, and Hanji herself looks bloody surprised by this. So I don't know what's going on here at this point. We don't know if Hanji's dead or not. We see a panel of the soldiers getting blasted away, the village, the town getting blasted away. It's like a nuke, basically. It is basically like a nuke. And Mikasa and Armin managed to get to safety behind a building that Eren and Sasha, Connie and Sean are on. And they're the only ones that managed to stay safe from the blast, because when they look back, it looks like a bloody crater there. That's what it is. Just like shit broken up everywhere, and Hanji's squad is nowhere to be seen. Hanji's nowhere to be seen, and I think Sean's the one who pretty much points out that, you know, they can't believe that they're the only ones alive at this point, and the Colossal Titan obviously standing there in the middle of things, turning towards them menacingly. So yeah, big powerful shot there at the end, and pretty much a what the fuck moment, because now it's like, what the hell's going to happen now? What the hell's going on? That counterattack failed. You know, it was pathetic, miserably. The counterattack just failed miserably. Reiner is recovering. He's going to get back into the action soon. You got Erwin on the wall there just observing everything, and last chapter he pointed out that if shit goes bad, he's going to go to the basement. He's not going to care about these guys at this point. And Levi, we don't know where Levi is, but he was watching the stuff, so, you know, he's somewhere. We don't know what's happened to Hanji at this point, if she's dead or not, if she got incinerated maybe. I don't know how it works, but that's what it looked like. It looked like she got incinerated by the blind. I'm sure she's alive, but she's probably injured, so she's probably going to be the character that might die. We don't know yet. So at this point, you know, shit's gotten very, very serious, and it's gone all wrong now for them. Like, this is not turning out good for the good guys at this point. So you have to wonder what the hell's going to happen, and my prediction at this point is going to be that this whole plan is going to go to shit. I imagine Eren is going to get captured at this point. He's going to get captured while the others are going to properly maybe escape into the basement and find out the truth of what's going on, and they're going to maybe use the information they get from the basement to go to Reiner and Berchtholdt's village and try and get Eren back, because that's what I think is going to happen. At this point, I don't think anything good's going to come now at this point. Like I said, that counterattack failed. Whatever hope they had has just gone out the window. They're on their own now, so I don't see what's going to happen now. I don't see how they're going to win this without the Titans getting the upper hand, because they're at the top right now. That's the point. They're at the top now, and yeah, everything's gone shit for the good guys. So yeah, I don't know what's gonna. Like I said, the only thing I can predict is that Eren is gonna get captured. That is the only thing I can predict, and maybe one of the main characters, supporting characters, is gonna die. So there is that. If Reiner was gonna die, he would have died, but nope. He's alive, and now the Colossal's there to join him. So yeah, shit's just gone. It's just gotten all screwy now at this point. But yeah, overall, decent chapter. Like I said, it's a decent chapter, and towards the end it got better. But over the first few parts are a bit boring, because we would have liked to have seen a lot more progression in terms of plot. But I guess it's this chapter focused more in progressing the development of the characters, and showing us what they are now and what they can do now, and how their attitudes towards each other are. So in that terms, it is decent and good. But hopefully next month, when we get the layer chapter 79, it pushes the plot forward a bit more. But yeah, I'm very curious to see how this particular arc's going to end now, because it's going a bit long now at this point, and I'm hoping it ends soon, because man, I mean, seriously, like, you know, if he's, you know, if Isamani, what's his name again? Sorry. Yeah, if Isayama is only going to be doing 25 volumes, then he's going to have to push himself in moving the plot forward now at this point, because it doesn't feel like we're reaching the end anytime soon. But yeah, getting very hectic now. And anyway, guys, I hope you liked the review. Like, subscribe, as usual, whatever. And I shall see you when I shall see you. Yeah, so yeah, take care and bye.